Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have got a massive treat. On my left is the lovely Ayesha, and on my right is the lovely Vicki, who you've met before. Today, these guys know each other, so I thought it'd be nice just to have a couple of mates in for a chat over a coffee, and believe you me, the coffee's nice in here, but not half as good as the food. So I'm going to disappear off behind the camera. I am around, but these guys are just going to have a chat. See you in a bit.
Hi, Vex.
Hi. Should we start by telling them how we know each other?
That's always a good start.
So me and Vicky met, must be coming up to 4 years ago now. It's before I even thought about moving to Glastonbury, really. And we met in my co-founder and friend Mary Liz's garden, playing beer pong, because we're mature adults like that.
It's a Glastonbury thing, honestly.
And then we've sort of stayed friends ever since. And you've always supported everything I've done, and I love Normal for Glastonbury, so we've always got on.
Yes, because you do Normal for Glastonbury, don't you, Vic?
I do.
Tell us a quick bit about that.
It's a blog. I mainly write. I don't do much video.
I have a face for radio. Video has a face for writing, honestly. It's how we work around here.
But yeah, it started off as for fun, and now it's completely taken over my life.
How many people follow you now?
Probably about 40,000.
If that was YouTube numbers, that would be a huge amount of channel subs.
That would mean I'd have to do video.
That's true, and we don't do video with a face for writing. I know, I'm with you on that one. I'm with you. I mean, I have to put this in front of the camera, which is why today I'm sitting over here.
And it is a hilariously funny blog, really funny insights.
It is good, it is good.
So, I was so happy when you arrived in town and started talking about chefing in Glastonbury.
How long ago was this?
We really did, about 4 years.
Yeah, we'll be on our 3-year birthday on May 17th, which has come around so quickly. When did the time
And it's
happen?
the day before my birthday.
Meant to be.
Are there bookings available? Are you fully booked for that night yet?
I don't think we've even advertised. I don't even know what day of the week it is. I really should check that. It just seems to be such a whirlwind at the moment that I know it's an important date in my calendar.
Yeah, I was delighted that you were going to open up a Middle Eastern restaurant serving good food, because we really didn't have much before that.
I think it really surprised me to see the food scene in Glastonbury, because I mean there's a lot of really stellar pubs, don't get me wrong, and there's a lovely traditional Italian, but none of them are showcasing all of the phenomenal local produce that we have in the surrounding areas. And people know about Bruton and Wells as foodie areas, but they get the same quality produce as we do, and we've got a lot more quirk and charm, I would say.
And they haven't got you.
And they haven't got me.
Which is an essential ingredient. It has to be said. I mean, you can have potatoes and other ingredients, but if you haven't got somebody who knows how to create the magic with them, you've just got a bunch of vegetables.
That is a very good way of putting it.
It is true.
Also, what I've realised through knowing you is that Middle Eastern food is great for people with special diets, gluten-free, vegan. Obviously, we have a lot of non-meat eaters in town and visiting Glastonbury, and I'm really impressed by how much you do to work with that and make sure that everybody who's coming to dine here can eat, basically.
I think that's a really interesting point, because I do think that going out for food should be inclusive. I don't think there should be restrictions based on what dietary requirements you have. And I've seen all the weirdest, most wonderful allergies in the world in Glastonbury, but I pride myself in being able to allow anyone to eat. Anyone who has any form of allergy can come in, and I will go out of my way. Even if I have to make like a new dish or create something out of 2 different dishes, just so they can also feel like they have the opportunity to go out and eat. Because I feel like going out for food with other people is such a unifying thing to do, and it's where we all gather together. So it should be inclusive for everyone.
Couldn't agree more. I was interviewing some people who own a cafe in Street, and they're saying the same thing. They've got exactly your attitude to that. And also, they're also keen, they will not charge extra for it, because these people with these food allergies, oh, the minute it's gluten-free, or the minute it's this, or the minute it's that, up goes the price. Why?
A lot of the time it's because the ingredients themselves do cost more. So we stock a fantastic gluten-free bread, but we do not make the same profit on it as we would on our normal bread, because we want to make it affordable. So we don't charge sky-high prices for it. But I understand why other people do. It's just not something I would do. But I think that's also why we've retained our Michelin Bib Gourmand for 2 years. Because the idea of the Michelin Bib Gourmand is that it's high quality food at an affordable price. So again, it's making it accessible to people. And that is something that's so important to me, making good quality, delicious food accessible to everyone.
Can you tell me more about the Michelin? I don't understand. I've not heard of that before. I've heard of a Michelin star.
Yeah.
What's the Michelin thing?
So there are the Michelin stars, which go 1, 2 and 3, but there is also the Michelin Bib Gourmand. So I think at the present there's 116 in the UK, and we are one of them, and we've retained it for 2 years, which is awesome. But the idea of the Bib Gourmand is it isn't the star level of food, but it's still incredibly high quality cooking using fantastic ingredients, but it's about affordability. So going to a Bib Gourmand, you're still going to get solid, delicious food, but at a price that makes it more accessible to people.
That's brilliant.
I feel like accessibility seems to be something I keep saying, but it is so true. And even with the style of my menu, it's accessible. I try not to make anything too scary for people, things they can understand and relate to, but I've also got fantastic staff who can explain everything on the menu too.
The staff in here are good. Vicki, what's your favourite meal in here? If you come in here and you could order anything, what is your favourite to order?
I really like the fish cakes.
The fish cakes.
I really like the desserts, all of the desserts.
I'm with you on that one.
The dips, all of it really. And I really like discovering new ingredients. And Ayesha can even make the devil's own vegetable nice.
What's that?
Artichokes.
I love artichokes. I love artichokes.
I don't normally.
Devil's vegetable for me is parsnips. Can't stand them.
I will convert you. Give me a chance and I will give you the best parsnip you've ever had and you will love it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will make a video of that conversion to prove it can be done, because I've hated them for years. I would like to try. with an
I'll
open
do it in a
mind.
similar style to the way we do the artichokes. Because if it worked for you, it'll work for Gabriel, hopefully.
Absolutely.
So part of the reason that your food is so good, I think, is because it's fresh, it's seasonal, and it's locally sourced.
Yes.
Wow, that looks good enough to eat, that lot.
They are delicious.
Oh.
Okay, that's a double portion of arancini to table 10, please. So everything we make in-house, apart from our bread, which we get from a Middle Eastern bakery in Bristol. But I'm very proud to say that we make everything. We use a lot of local produce, especially during the spring, summer and autumn months. We work with a lot of local growers, so like UBB, Avalon Organics, they produce some of the most fantastic fruit and veg. But I also have like a lovely lady who comes in and has fig trees in her garden. So when they're blossoming, she brings me figs. So it's a chef's paradise in so many ways, that I'm surrounded by all these incredible fresh fruit and veg. I mean, we have Cheddar Vale strawberries up the road, which I think are the best strawberries in the world. Someone's going to tell me I'm wrong. I disagree. They are brilliant. But it honestly is a playground for chefs, having all these incredible ingredients around me. And to be able to showcase them, you don't need to put loads of bells and whistles on things that already taste naturally incredible.
And is that one of the reasons you decided to come and chef in Glastonbury, which, I mean, in culinary terms, surely is the arse end of nowhere? When you'd been in London for how long?
So I'd lived in London for 12 years and I'd been chefing there for 7 or 8.
At quite a high level, wasn't it? as
No,
well?
yeah, I've done some Michelin in my time, but honestly, it was a bit of a happy accident ending up in Glastonbury. My business partner Mary Liz, who I set up the business with, she has a B&B, and she said to me, "I don't know where to send guests. Why don't you come and have a look?" And I was in London in the time. It was mid-pandemic. It was very grey. And I thought, let's go and check out this sort of quirky little town. And I fell in love completely. There is nowhere quite like it. I mean, you've made a blog about it because it is so unusual.
I do films about it.
Yes, exactly. And yeah, so I never planned to end up in Glastonbury, but here I am now, and I'm so glad I did.
I bet.
And you met people like me.
Yeah, I mean, that's a couple of bonuses.
Not want to put too fine a point on it. Can I ask you? Your food is a mix. You mix Western influence and Eastern influence, which I find fascinating because I've got to admit I'm a bit of a heathen and I've not eaten much Eastern food other than you gave me some hummus a while ago, and it was, oh my God, I've never tasted hummus. I didn't know hummus could taste like that, and apparently you've upgraded it and improved it since then. So how do you decide? Do you take a meal and think, you know what, I could westernise that, or how do you come to these conglomerate? What's the word I'm looking for? Mixtures.
Fusions?
Thank you, darling. That's why I brought Vicki along. She's the brains of the operation. These fusions.
So I tend to steer clear of the term fusion cooking.
Oh, sorry.
No, but I think there's
I'll just get my foot out of it.
but I think there's a lot of stigma associated with the idea of fusion cooking.
Yeah.
But I also don't think that fully encapsulates what I do, because I don't go in with the idea of taking Eastern meets Western. That's not sort of where I go from.
Okay.
For me, it's more so I have a classic French training background, and I want to showcase the best of local produce, but my background is Middle Eastern, so I want to use the pantry of the Middle East. But again, I never had a particularly traditional Arab upbringing, so this is why I never call my food authentic.
Wales,
by
wasn't
any
it? Wales, I remember, was it Wales?
Well, I grew up in Wales, exactly. In Anglesey. Shout out Anglesey.
Shout out to Anglesey.
But I didn't have that traditional upbringing, so I would never by any means call my food authentic. I think that would be a fallacy to say that, frankly. But what I do is, my food was a way for me to connect with my heritage and learn more about sort of my family, and it was a tangible connection. Food is a very tangible way we can connect with our heritage. So it was from my own explorations of the culinary landscape of the Middle East that I then went, right, I'm going to make a traditional crema, a very French dessert. But if I do this with black Persian lime in it, how is that going to taste? So it's taking the flavours and influence from specifically the Levantine region and Jordan, because that's where my family are from, but infusing it with my culinary knowledge and training, essentially. So I think it's more so Middle Eastern food through my lens, as opposed to actually Middle Eastern food in its authentic sense.
That's really interesting, because you're going to come to a different kind of menu doing it that way, aren't you?
Absolutely.
And it's not so heavy-handed, oh, I've got to mix this and that.
Yeah. It gives me a lot more freedom to play and explore. And I'm sure there were people who will call me an absolute heathen for putting lava bread in my falafel. But that is, for me, a little nod to my Welsh upbringing, taking a traditionally Welsh ingredient in lava bread and then putting it in something so distinctively Middle Eastern as falafel. So I see where the idea of the East meets West comes in, but for me it's much more personal than that.
Who was the biggest influence in your family on you getting into cooking?
So I've always been fortunate to grow up with good cooks as both my parents. They both can cook very well. So I'm very fortunate I got to eat good food when I was younger, because I know a lot of people may not have had that privilege. So shout out to Mum and Dad. Thanks for giving me the chance to eat nice food. But also summers in Jordan with my grandmother. So, this old Syrian matriarchal figure who cooked incredible food. And it's these memories of the whole family gathering around the table. And, my dad is one of many siblings. So there's all the cousins, the aunts, the uncles. So these really lovely warm memories of shared meals. And so, for example, my grandmother's pickles are on the menu, and they have been since day one, and it's her exact recipe. And she passed away last year, so it's really important for me that they stay on the menu, and you start the meal with my grandmother and the traditional element, but you finish the meal with me, with my modern interpretation of the food.
That's quite a journey, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's
And I'm
interesting.
very proud of being able to show that and do that.
Well, I think that's brilliant, and I think anybody who hasn't been here needs to come to Glastonbury and book a table at the Queen of Cups. I mean, we can talk about this all day long, but it's about, food is experiential, and you've got to come in, you've got to experience not just the food, but this amazing, wonderful lady who's going to do your cooking. And the place that she's created here, I mean, it is amazing. You walk in the door and you just feel welcome. And the smile that you get off Ayesha, I mean, what's the word I'm looking for? It's welcoming, it's just wonderful. And so I'm just going to finish off by saying, have you got any last things, have you got anything coming up that you want to tell people about, anything, any events or anything?
I've got quite a few things coming up,
Well,
actually. So one of them I can definitely tell you about is I will be over in Canterbury cooking at the Dog at Wingham. I will be a collaboration there. They are an Australia Gastro pub, top 50 pub. They're phenomenal, incredible food. So I'll be doing a collaboration with them. And that is on the 25th of April. And then I have two others in the diary that haven't been formally announced yet.
But they're going to be exciting.
Watch this. Oh, very. So exciting. I'm so excited to share it. So watch this space.
And if you don't watch that space, watch Glastonbury Gabriel, because we will announce it when it happens.
And normal for Glastonbury.
And normal for Glastonbury. So Vicky, anything coming up for normal for Glastonbury? What's happening? What's exciting? What are we looking forward to?
I don't know, but what I was going to say is you're going to be revamping the garden, aren't you?
Oh my gosh, come and see
Make
it.
a really nice outdoor space.
Oh.
Yes, you have to come and see it. I would say in a month's time. We've got brand new furniture coming in, new plants. It's already a bit of a sun trap.
It is.
But we're going to give it a little razzmatazz, and it does feel like in the height of summer that you could be in some walled Mediterranean garden somewhere. So I am very excited for not working and sitting in that garden with a cold drink and a plate of falafel, because beer and falafel are a great combination, and anybody who says otherwise is wrong.
Well, thank you guys for that. I will come back when the garden is open and we will film it and tell everybody how wonderful your garden is.
Thank you very much.
But for now, I'd like to thank Vicky and I'd like to thank Ayesha for coming along and helping me make this video. And please, if you're not in Glastonbury, come to Glastonbury, but book a table here first. If you're in Glastonbury, just book a table and come here. I mean, basically the bottom line is, if you haven't been here, please, please, please do come and try this amazing, amazing food in this place. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.